The real NV87, the blind NV87, the NV87 who doesn't care what the screen looks like. Have you ever wondered what a picture sounds like? I'm probably going to have Ira, my online virtual assistant, screenshot this picture. I don't know what it looks like, but as I read this email using VoiceOver, these pictures keep coming up. And this, for example, is what they sound like.
Column 2. Link. Image. 2 faces. Face 1. Face 2. Adult. Possible text. Me last year before I'd ever spoken on stage.
Okay. By the time I'm finally getting some kind of description of the picture, I'm wanting to say, okay, shut up and move on. Next bit of text, please. If those kept showing up in the middle of the text of your email, would you sit there and listen to all that crap? I hate when those pop up. Actually, I probably won't put those pictures up to supplement this video. I probably won't get a screenshot of that because that's probably the woman who wrote this and her boss or something. And I wish them nothing but the best. And I'm glad they have found the secret to making millions on YouTube. But I do not have hundreds and thousands to invest to get there. And I'm about ready to unsubscribe because I finally learned the difference between what sounds like what you need, but what costs a buttload, and what sounds like what you need and what costs something you can actually handle. They say you get what you pay for. Well, if you work with the right people, you can pay for crumbs and get something that's good enough to still be what you need. It's called working with an individually owned business versus working with a business owned by an individual who found a bunch of buddies and together decided that their company needs to be charging a buttload of money to get what they feel that they deserve and be the best available, therefore cost the most, therefore once a person puts that kind of money into something, they won't want to turn back. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just know that if I keep reading and subscribing to and paying for these Fortune 500 company wannabes, well, or maybe they even are Fortune 5, these future Fortune 500 companies that charge a Fortune 500 price, I'm going to burn through every penny I have trying to figure out what it's all about. Whereas if I go individually owned but reasonably priced, I'll be working with the fellow little guy who understands that not everybody has $700 a month to dump into their stuff. And I'll help you, you help me. You get that I'm not made of money. I think I can manage $15, $25 at a time to help you out. We'll help each other out, fellow little person. And I don't mean physically little person. You could be a huge person. But you understand that affordability... I am babbling. Am I making any kind of sense? This is going to be the start of a weekend vlog, isn't it? By the way, in case you're wondering, I'm recording with a different MP3 player. My regular one is still working and everything. It's just... I had this one. This is the one I had, like, out and running. And I was like, shit, let me just do this. Because I'm sitting here reading this email. They're not going to like it, but I'm about to unsubscribe to their stuff. Because they're always telling me about this stuff that costs a buttload of money. And I think I found what I need for way freaking cheaper. And one day, if I'm still searching, I might possibly think about them, but until then, just get out of my inbox. That's what I'm feeling like. But as of the next clip, I'll probably go back to my regular cameras, aka MP3 recorders. Just, this is what I had, and I was like, let me do this real fast. You use what you got. How many times have you heard that? Even from the ones that charge a buttload. They're like, if you want to start a YouTube channel but you don't have an expensive ass camera, just start with what you got. Start with your phone. Well, I did that for a long time. Now I know how to sound edit, and I think I'm just going to stop talking about the fact that I don't do videos like every time, because every time I do, a certain somebody comes out and says, well, just because you're blind doesn't mean you can't make videos, and you really should make videos. Well, like I said, you do what you want and I'll do what I want. And having said that, though, you're probably not wrong about how if my dreams of being big on YouTube are going to come true, I'm going to have to suck it up and face the fact that people don't give a shit about what you have to say if you're not literally in the picture. You don't word it that way, but that might be the cold, hard reality. And if that is the cold, hard reality, then you know what? I might just have to realize that YouTube is not where I can be awesome. I might have to realize that although I can still do YouTube, that's just not where the money's going to come in from. It's going to come in from somewhere else. And once I get past my uncertainty and replace, well, I don't think that's going to work out, with, okay, how do we make that work out? Maybe I'll be amazed at what can happen. And you see, the person that I just got connected with, my new, I don't know what to call her, but life coach. I don't know if she's officially a life coach, but she's a coach in the area of life that I'm seeking help with. See, she is awesome on both, but she is also fully sighted. And yet at the same time, she wants to help even people that are not sighted. And she does. I know she works with at least one, maybe even two other blind people, and she's about ready to start to work with another because I just decided to work with her. So, I'm going to start with the main thing that has little to nothing to do with YouTube and media creation. And then we just might move on to media creation. And she might be either part of my support network or my support system as I say, okay, look, here's my concerns about this other potential place that I could go to try to express myself and make money all at the same time. But I am not willing to let those concerns stop me anymore. That's where it is. That's how to be who I really want to be and make money all at the same time. So how do we balance the fact that that's where the money is with the fact that I need something they can't provide or won't provide or Or maybe they will provide it, but we have to go about it a certain way, or whatever. It's called recognizing that you're too scared to talk to certain people about this, but finding the people that you can talk to about it and talking to those people. Or letting the walls down and letting people into your secret lair. Secret lair. I'm not a bad person. I'm really not. I talk about a secret lair because I am pretty secretive, because I lived with judgment for so many years. I expect it. And so certain people, they might not be as apt to be critical as I expect them to, but I expect them to, so I don't let them in. Anyway, where was I going with that? This is how I end up taking forever and a century to say what I want to say and put a video up. This is how a one-day vlog turns into a 2-day video. The point is, I can keep dreaming about YouTube, and maybe those dreams will come true, maybe they won't. But I think I need to figure out what I want to do on YouTube for free, and what and how I want to start saying to people, okay, here, I actually have an idea of how to do that. Certain things I'm just going to have to say, look, you've got that on YouTube, and if you want something else, partially as a safeguard for my emotions and partially as a moneymaker, if you want this, you're going to have to pay for it. But for right now, let's keep it to YouTube and what I will do here, and what I will let those of you who I am open enough with to let onto my YouTube channel, where I'm just raw and real, and if you don't like what I have to say, you can kiss my ass. We'll just keep it to those of you for now. Have I mentioned lately that I do not like videos where you have a minute or two of spoken word and then hear maybe 30 seconds worth of spoken word, and then... Am I watching a freaking music video or a vlog? Well, you're watching a vlogger who doesn't believe in doing that. Normally I wouldn't do that, but that just gets so annoying sometimes. I'm like, let me let people understand what I go through. Watching these YouTube videos where literally half the vlog is freaking music. Tell me this isn't burning. Don't even think about it. Don't you dare even think about falling off of that. Okay. Part of the problem is I've got this rubber freaking oven mitt. My cotton ones got too close to the burners, and you know, when fabric gets close to heat, well, you know what that means. It means you wet it down to keep it from burning, to keep it from catching fire. And then you say, okay, that thing's got a hole in it, so I do not need to be using it in a 400-degree oven, 350, whatever. Okay, I want to rewrite this Walgreens shopping list because everything's kind of in order of, like, as it came down as I watched the top deals for this week, not as far as, like, importance. I write my stuff, one way I write my stuff, certainly the way I write my grocery list, especially if I'm literally physically going to the store, I'll write them in Braille using a Braille writer. Okay. For sure I want tortillas. I'm having a problem with my local grocery delivery service. I keep telling them to send me tortillas, but I can't seem to articulate correctly what size I want. And they either get me huge ass ones or tiny ass ones, or slightly larger than tiny ass ones, but still not big enough. I'm just gonna have to get them myself. And I remember Walgreens having them either the perfect size or just a little bit smaller, but compared to what I've been getting lately, plenty big enough. So I definitely want tortillas. I've got some that I will use for like lunch sandwiches. Should be wraps, but they're coming out as sandwiches instead. I'll do that until I eat those, but I want decent sized ones for Taco Tuesday or whatever you want to call it. Up until now, I've just kind of been eating the same dinner over and over and over again, and I'm like, why don't I put some variety into it? So, tortillas. Grocery list / breakdown. If I'm getting something because I want to take advantage of a deal, I want to write down the details. Tortillas, I don't have a deal in mind, I just need them. What's the most important things here? I've got to do more reading on this one because this is a deal. 8 ounce, 2 for 2. That's always a good deal. I want to grab it every time I can. Well, I don't know about grab it every time I can. Anyways, the point is, that deal's back and I want to take advantage of it. And I think the rest of this is just stuff that now I wrote the really important things, so I'll write the rest of it. Just to have it in case I have time and money and want to go ahead and try write that correctly. First of all, every time I look at that, I'm like, what is that supposed to be? Because there's a Braille in there right here. What's that deal? I don't know if I want to do that deal or not, but I'm going to write it down and put a question mark. After I get what I really need, I'll decide if I want to spend $5.98. I mean, if I get 4,000 points, if I spend $5.98 and get 4,000 points, I'm only spending almost $2, which makes it approximately $1 per tube of toothpaste. That's a pretty damn good deal, but do I really want and need toothpaste? I'm going to find a Chris the Maximizer video and link it in the description box below. She's great. Check her out. If you feel compelled to, be more than her YouTube subscriber. Be her coaching client. I'm plugging her because I like watching her on YouTube. She's got a service that I'm trying out, and I've got a good feeling about it, so check her out. Okay. Wrote that already. Wrote that. If that's always $5, I can get that any week. I'm not going to get that this week. Okay. I think that's all I need to have on this list as of now. And I think that's all I need to have in this vlog, too, because I know what's going to happen if I don't stop it now. Tomorrow's going to roll around. I'm going to go to Walgreens. If I end up vlogging my experience at Walgreens at all, this is going to turn into a 45-minute vlog. And 15 minutes before that, at the 30-minute mark, my Tunes to Tube's going to go, did you forget? I can't handle anything beyond 30 minutes. So I'm not going to deal with that. So I'm just going to say thank you for watching. Please follow me on Twitter, or if you must, on Facebook. Check out the description below for services and petitions that I believe in. And I'll see you in the next video when you hear what I have to say.